Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on today's remarkable video. I'm talking about 440-6PACK. Just dial that number right there and you got power. Anyway, 446 pack 70 Challenger RT convertible. Come on, man. Is that too much? This one here comes with a dyno sheet for the engine, professionally restored, awesome plum crazy, in violet, depending on whether you're a Chrysler Plymouth or whether you're a Dodge. In this case here, it doesn't really matter because it is great looking. The white bumblebee stripe on the back, the white decal here. Now I went ahead and I ordered this as a decal and put it on the car so that you can take it off if you don't like it. I thought it looked really nice in this color because it made the white interior and the white power convertible top with the white boot and that white stripe just enough to make this car pop. I ordered the RT emblems. I guess when this car was restored, they didn't put all of everything back on there. So get some RT emblems. They should be here in a day or two, and we'll take all new pictures of the car. Also the decal kit for the restoration of the engine compartment. That hasn't arrived yet either. I'm doing the video a little bit early. This is the front tag bracket as well, but all of that will be done. All of that will be in the pictures, but I thought for sure you should see the video and get some pictures, a mental image of what it's like and the quality of this car. So come on up here first. Let's talk about paint quality, because I love to talk about that. When you have high metallics like this, it's tough to read everything in the paint, but you can see all the letters nice and clear. I can read on there, fast, fast, fast. You can see what time it is, okay? And that's the kinds of things you need to be doing when you're talking about cars like this on the internet. I know you're on the internet looking at cars, but the truth of the matter is, pictures can hide a lot of things. And the reason I know that is because I've bought probably 4,000 cars, not 4 cars, not 400, 4,000 of these type of cars, and after a while you kind of know the questions to ask and you know what kind of car you're getting. In this case here, it's restored underneath, it's all restored on the top, it's got a great color combination, and it's got one badass drivetrain. And back it up with the 4-speed and positive traction, and it's really, really nice. All right, so let's keep walking around the car for a minute. We got 15x7 rally wheels, all right, with my favorites, BF Goodrich radial TAs. They're all new. Trim rings, tires, and the body on this car. You know, Chryslers were not known for having super straight bodies, and we do owe you a Pentastar on this side. Most people didn't know, or most people do know, or some people do or don't know, I'm not really sure, that it only gets one side with the Pentastar, okay? All right, so you should be looking for things like, how well does the door close? First off, it's a muscle car. They didn't close well when they were new. Secondly, it's a convertible. They closed even worse when they were new. In this case here, somebody spent a lot of time strengthening this car, restoring it properly, and the one thing about it, underneath, it does have some additional bracing under there, which I find really nice, so that this car rides nice and it doesn't do all the rattles. And the one thing I do like also, and says something about the restoration, is when you open the door and the key is in the ignition, did somebody make the key buzzer work? Do you know what it takes to make a key buzzer work? It could take an entire day or two of just tracing wires, getting everything fixed up, all through the steering column and what have you. You have so much parts that go into just making a key buzzer work. Most people do not. So that's always, for me, a good sign of a restoration, okay? All right, so walk around here. Awesome gas cap. This is one of the favorite things about Chryslers. The nice thing about it too is that it does have actually the cap itself on the inside, so it's nice and safe. But it looks great. Taillights in here, you know, these are sisters, the Cuda and the Challenger. The difference being the body line here is raised versus the Cuda, which did not. Obviously the back ends of the car. The 70 back end I think looks really good, especially with the quad exhaust. The Cuda would have got one exhaust tip. This has the quad coming out the back here. This is a great look for a muscle car. And this thing, there's something about a Mopar. I don't know what it is about the firing order or the duration of the camshafts, the 509 purple shaft cam that you could get in these cars. It just sounds wonderful. I mean, it makes a sound that just pumps out the back of these exhausts, so you can just hear like the power that it's making at idle. You can imagine what it's like when you open up all 6 barrels. Ridiculous. Okay, so we looked at that stuff there, so let's go ahead and take a peek under the hood and we can see what the mechanical motivation of this car is. I wanted to point out the front end real quick before we pop the hood, just how great this recessed grille is. Quad headlights, it's just a nice touch, and this painted piece down below just adds a whole nice dimension to it. The marker lights look good. Anyway, all right. Okay, come on up here and let's check this out. All right, so we have a full decal kit coming for the car. So it'll say the 6-pack across there, 446 pack. all right? It'll have the emissions decals and things like that. Fender tag is still on it. This has power disc brakes, one of those things we forget to ask about because today's modern car always have disc brakes and power steering and stuff like that. This car here has power disc brakes and it also has power steering, which is really nice because these cars here, first off, are a handful when you got this kind of power, and the last thing you want to have you doing is having to work really hard to drive it. So this makes it easy to work while you work the shifter and you keep that stupid smile on your face while the car does the rest, right? All right, come on up here, let's look at some other detail stuff. Look how nicely it is when you get a Mopar, and if it's done right from the factory, it's all painted inside here, where Ford and General Motors just painted theirs, satin black from the fenders down. Chrysler went a little bit farther, and they painted the whole inside of here, as well as underneath the hood, and they also painted the insides of the trunk. Why they did that, maybe they were looking to just one-up everybody else, but I will say this, these cars here were legendary, and this one here definitely backs up that legend. Let's take a peek in the trunk for a second, see what we got. Okay, all right, so this does have a little bit of hidden items in here, and I pulled some stuff down just so you could see it, okay? This right here is a nice carpeted cover for the amp and stereo system. This has a hidden sound system in it, which looks really nice. First off, it looks bone stock, but it's got a subwoofer buried over here in a carpeted console, and then it has this cover right here, which goes, it's actually custom built for this, and it goes right inside like that, which finishes off the trunk and looks great, and then gets bolted in with this last one. Also, this right here, this is a decal stripe for this right here if you wanted to, but I had it painted on because I think it just looked nice and I didn't think anybody would want to change it. The carpet in the trunk looks nice. It's all beautifully done. The battery's been relocated back here for a little bit of weight transfer, okay? And it's just detailed. It's probably, you know what, the truth of the matter is, this car is over restored. That's good and that's bad. If you're going to show this car, you're going to get picked apart for some of the really nice things that are done here. If you're looking for a really cool car just to own, to take some people out, kids out, whatever, man, you can't go wrong with this. All right, let's step into the cockpit. The cockpit, you say? Oh, yes, it is the cockpit. This is nice, all right? So, it's got the factory console, it's got the pistol grip shifter, and the truth of the matter is, if you've never held a pistol grip shifter in your life, it is a piece of art. It fits perfectly, your thumb fits over top of it, the wheel fits you just right, and you can just roll on down the road as fast as you want, never above the speed limit, because I would never recommend that. But let's just say you were thinking you might. I'm not suggesting again, but this would help you do that, and that's what it's designed to do. It's got this great sport wheel, full gauges on the dash, temperature gauge, alternator, oil pressure, speedo. This is the upgraded sound system, which I could, if you wanted to, move this inside the glove box and just put the stock radio in there, and nobody would know that anything's in here, but it has a full surround sound system inside here, again with an amp in the back and a subwoofer. So not only does it make great music under the hood, it makes great tunes through here. It's got an iPod, a satellite, and a CD. Little storage in here, little storage in there. It's just, you know what, man, this car goes down the road. It doesn't matter. I didn't even need to talk about this car. I probably should have just done a silent video for the first time. You could have walked around it, saw it, and said, okay, I'll take it. I agree, because I said the same thing. I just wanted to show you also with the top up. The great thing about it is it's got this short, squatty top. It looks like it's almost chopped, even though it's a factory one. Plus it has the correct grain on it, like you'd get in a Mopar convertible top, which is very different than the General Motors top. What else we got? Glass rear window, that's always nice. Looks really great. Boom, it's a Friday. You pop the latches, right? Go ahead and call home, call wherever. Hey, listen, I'm gonna leave from work. I'm gonna turn my phone off. I'm just gonna go for a drive, man, okay? Catch up with you when I see you when I get home, or I see you when I get home, honey, all right? Boom, tops down, and you're ready to roll. Let's put the boot on and go. This car was professionally reproduced and restored by somebody, and we met that person. That person told us that they put a lot of money into this car, but unfortunately they really couldn't take care of the car anymore, and we're trying to find somebody like yourself who now is ready to take on something like this. And I think that to buy a car at this level and at this price, you're saying to yourself, you know what, I'm a little smarter than the average person, because to restore one of these cars can be 2 to 3 times the price of buying one the way it is right now. Not to mention 2 or 3 years of frustration and no driving. So theoretically, you could be in this car next week enjoying this, going down the road with that pistol grip shifter in your hand, those 3 2-barrel carburetors open up and just rolling on down the road, and of course, only at the speed limit. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this 70 440 6-pack Challenger convertible.